Oh, some movement, and it's taken. There's a big shout. Pretorius doesn't look back. He knows he's got him, and it's a very big wicket. Marcus Stoinis. Chris Lynn flashes hard at that, and it's not going to be. Well, that's the inside edge, and Paul Wilson has given Chris Lynn. This early success continues here for South Africa. Be a little bit too paced, a bit slower. That's a lovely stroke. Well, shot of the day so far. Cameron Bancroft getting into a wonderful position. That's a glorious shot. No need to run for that. And Bancroft didn't. He just stood and admired it. Well played. To Fukuelo. Oh, disappointment for Hanscom. One of the worst ways to go out in cricket. Backing up out of his crease. The ball is ricocheted off Fukuelo's hand and onto the stump. So disappointment there for Peter Hanscom.
The quarter of the overs, you're probably only going to get 4 and 5. And Bancroft has played on and he's out.
Well, I'll wear that one. We just spoke about the amount of players that have played on during this tournament.
He'd come back the next season, is that once? And he's got it, and he has. Glenn Maxwell's out. Terrific catch by Dane Villas. A good short ball. And Maxwell unable to keep that on the ground. He was predominantly a batsman growing up through the young days.
There's a big appeal, and he's given. Mick Martell, finger goes up. In the face of the batsman. And that's a big shout, and that's close, and he's been given. So Patterson looking to sweep. And has missed the straight line one from Shamsi, and he's been in the game right from the start, and now he's got his first wicket.
Out of vast spaces. Well, Alex Ross is going to go over the top. He's not keen to keep the ball on the ground. They'll come back for an easy 3. So
well, it's chipped in the air at catchable height. But most importantly for Australia and Kane Richardson, it's found the gap.
Peter Hanscom was run out. That one's a glorious drive by Richardson. That goes through the covers, and that should hit the boundary rope. It does. So 2 boundaries in that over. Could have had yet another wicket earlier. That one's pulled, and he's out. I spoke about it last over. He just has to be careful with those short balls because they tend to skid on. And that's how the name sort of originated.
Yep. That is a lovely shot. Straight over, mid-off, and he's going to pick up a boundary.
He can be picked as a batsman solely and perhaps with his bowl as well, as that one's smashed down the ground. And that should be 4 more to Kane Richardson. It is.
Dropped. Well, it would have been an absolute blinder by Dane Villas. He has been fantastic behind the stumps all the way through this tournament so far in the southern hemisphere, as that's dropped straight through the hands of the brain. No, sorry, Pretorius, the opening bowler for South Africa. That can get you in the best position to score some runs. Well fielded. So well fielded, he's caught him. There we go. We're too busy talking about picking up on cues. Didn't pick up on enough cues on that delivery.
Heine Kun probably thinks that Shamsi's good enough to fool him. And he has, and he's bowled. He's played on, and that's the end of the innings. So don't worry about the tactic of trying to make Worrell hit over the top. A disappointing performance by Australia, having won the toss. They've been bowled out for 107.
8 minutes away for the start of the South African innings.
Trying to get the edge. And there is the edge, and there is the catch. It's the ideal start for Joe Many. He pitched it up, a classic swing bowling dismissal. And there's smiles on everyone's faces.
Of the 5-match series finishing up on September 4. And that's in the air. It's been hit straight, and he's hit that very cleanly. It is just pulling up, but it's going to trickle into the boundary. One of those teasers for the fielders. Goes hard at the ball, does Kun on this occasion. Gets past that fieldsman that we were just talking about at short cover and pulls up another boundary for South Africa. And a short fielder right on the wicket on the onside. But De Bruin on this occasion works back into his crease and picks up yet another boundary within this over. So South Africa going along their merry way here.
Numbers in T20 cricket and one-day cricket. As that one says the edge that he has. He's caught behind. Another waft outside the off stump, and Joe Many gets his second wicket. And Australia get the second breakthrough rather than waiting for it.
That's just a glorious shot. That's just waiting for the ball to get into his hitting zone. So as we see the first over of spin from Boyce, and that's a lovely stroke. Well, the South Africans making it look like...
Make up any more names now? We're gonna, as that one's hit hard down the pitch. 1-2 bounces. Good positive use of the foot.
It's gone for the pull shot. There's a shout of catch it. Two things going on there. One was the possibility of South Africa's third wicket. It's not, because it's been given byes, but...
Having a look at stronger too.
So does that mean you're making a comeback?
Oh, I'd like to, but no. I think the knees don't allow it anymore. Availability with the pitch and everything.
Well, all of a sudden, David Miller has decided to put the foot down. Young Townsville cricketers to look out for.
Oh, look, we've got some good players.
Some good play, some good shots. A very nice shot there from De Bruin, who's just started, as well as David Miller, to say enough is enough. And again, another short ball. And that's struck De Bruin in the helmet. He looks to be okay, thankfully. Smiles all around. Glenn Maxwell just making sure that everything is A-OK. He might just want to check his helmet and make sure that...
And certainly he bats in that manner as well.
De Bruin on this occasion, he likes that area. He's pulled up a 6 in that area before. This time, though, he brings up a boundary, which also brings up his half century. Well played.
Those 2 innings he's had, he's probably been... And he might have picked out the fieldsman. It's just over him. Marcus Stoinis out there.
De Bruin just tries to get inside the line of that one, gets a little tickle on it. And with that, also brings up the win. An 8-wicket win for South Africa against Australia A here at Tony Island Stadium in Townsville. It is South Africa's first ever win in this series.